Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wine, Women, and Words. I am Michelle, and with me, of course, is Diana.
Hello.
And it is definitely not a Thursday. We actually switched the show last minute to air tonight because tomorrow is actually my birthday, and I have plans.
As you should.
Didn't want to set a curfew on my plans, just in case those plans, I don't know what they are, just in case those plans may require a later evening.
Odds are there's something good. Knowing your husband, he's probably put a lot of thought into surprising you for something.
One would think.
That man of yours, he does put a lot of effort into his surprises for you and his gift selection for you. So you are lucky in that regards.
Yeah, he did try. He told me that he wanted to get me Hamilton tickets, and after I stopped screaming and jumping up and down, I thought about it. I was like, it's a lot of money. Maybe we should wait, even though it like crushed my soul to see. So,
I did that too. I had started a little savings fund to get Hamilton tickets, and I came to the conclusion that I needed to finish paying for editing my book before I actually bought Hamilton tickets. So it was, yeah, and it was one of those things that just really, it was like, oh, adulting sucks.
I mean, at first he was like, well, what if like we just get one ticket and you can go by yourself? And I've always said, I don't even care if I go by myself. I'll go by myself and I'll just go and enjoy the show and it'll be awesome. But then I thought about it and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be that really annoying person that doesn't sing out loud, but definitely mouths the words to every single song.
That's okay. It's Hamilton. I'm sure people are singing out loud. And
I need a buffer, at least on one side of me, to keep me from the strangers. Otherwise, I'd be like, hi, guys. Are you so excited? This is my first time. Is it your first time? Let's be friends.
So. We have this shared love of Hamilton. We're both Hamilton nerds and history nerds, and this is going to be so awesome.
Right? So I was like, maybe I should go with someone my first time. Maybe if I go a second time, then I can go by myself. But the first time, I feel like the first time you need someone with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now, of course, if you and I went to a Hamilton show our first time.
Oh, we would be belting out. So would it be like, excuse me, ma'am, you need to leave.
We'd be those people like standing up to applaud after every act.
Yes, and we'd be dancing in the aisles with the actors. And we'd be like, what? This isn't a group dance-off? What?
It is the way I do it in my kitchen, okay?
Right?
You don't know the whole choreography I have set up to right-hand man, but it is awesome.
Mine's I'm not throwing away my shot.
Oh, there, that one too. Yeah, I have a Lily knows.
Mm-hmm.
But so, what are you drinking tonight?
Tonight I am drinking a Capuchin Grenache Blanc. I was really looking forward to this one.
No way!
Oh my god! We're both drinking the same wheat wine. How crazy is that?
Get out of my head. We've talked about this before. So cheers.
Cheers. Now, what are your thoughts on this one?
This one, it's good. It's not one of my favorites, but just because I've been drinking the other wines that Wink has sent me, or at least I haven't had the reds yet, but the whites that I've had, they've all been super sweet. So this is a little bit drier, and it's still good, but I'm still in like the sweet mode.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like it. For me, it's technically a Grenache Blanc, I guess, but it tastes a lot like very similar to a Sauvignon Blanc. Maybe the Blanc has something to do with it. But it's citrusy, and it has, I can't put my finger on the taste, but it reminds me of something else for another wine, like almost a dry champagne or a dry sparkling wine.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I just had I've just been in the rosé that they sent me was amazing.
Mm.
And I'm hoping that pops back up in my box at some point in time because
I go and pick out my wines.
Oh, you do? I let them pick. I want to be surprised.
Really?
Yes.
That's so funny. So that's what you let them pick, and I go and I'm like, oh, okay. It's like I did it today actually. I was like, all right, it's a new month. I'm gonna pick out my wines, and I put them in my box, and then they just come out to me when it's time to ship out. So I pick out. This time I picked out 4 whites. I'm like, it's summertime. I like white wine in the summertime, so I did their summer water wine. Is fantastic.
Oh, I've seen that, and that looks really yummy.
Yeah, you should get that one in your next box. Like, actually go and pick that one out. At least pick that one out because that one's really good.
I'm trying to see. I remember I'm hopping around on their website as we chat. I'm trying to find the page where it shows what my June box is going to be.
Yeah, I don't know if that's up yet. That part's up yet. Mine is going to be. I've got 2 rosés and I've got 2 new white wines.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that summer water looks really good. I might have to pick my box this time because that looks yummy.
Yeah, and it's a whole. They're doing a whole thing on the summer water with the rosé, which the summer is really the summer of rosé. When I was at the outdoor movie for Casablanca at the Hollywood Harbor Cemetery, I kid you not, every person in that audience had a rosé wine.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I was at the grocery store the other day and there was an entire wall just of rosé wines.
Mm-hmm.
So rosé is trending right now, you guys.
It is, and you could totally get your rosé wine through Wink. They have that summer of rosé. And all you guys need to do to get the wines like we're talking about is go to trywink.com/www podcast. And you get $22 off your first order of wine with them. And it's just so much fun. Go ahead and give it a shot and go there. And again, that's TryWink, that's TRYWINC.com/www podcast. And we'll definitely have the links for that available in our show notes and everything. So you can see these ones that we're talking about that we're raving about.
Yes. And definitely let us know when you do get your first box. Tag us, or you share any posts that you do or videos. Let us know what you think so we can keep an eye out on wines that they haven't surprised me with or Diana hasn't discovered. Although I'm seeing a few Rieslings and another rosé and a white Zin. Ooh, that white Zin looks good.
Right, their wines look so good, guys. Seriously, you got to go and try them out. Michele and I, we wouldn't steer you wrong when it comes to wine. If there's 2 things we know in this world, it's wine and books. And Wink is a great program.
We take our wine and our books very seriously.
We do. We really do. They're not something to joke about.
Like the other day, I was working on a video, so I wanted to do a little shot of pouring a glass of wine. So I pulled out a bunch of books to set up as the background, and then I'm putting the books back onto my bookcase, and Lily came up to me and she wanted to help, which is super sweet. I'm actually like, thank you so much for wanting to help, but Mama has a very specific order that these books go in, and you can't just shove them all back in the bookshelf.
And when you're old enough to read them, Lily, you will know Mama's order too.
One day you will understand, but let Mama be OCD about her bookcase right now.
Oh, yeah. When it comes to books, and I think every author, or not necessarily every author, every bookworm, you've got a system for your bookcases. I know with my big bookcase, I've got 2 shelves that are for books that I've read. I've got a shelf for just the classics. I have a shelf for books written by friends of mine. I've got a shelf of, I'm looking over there right now, I've got a shelf for 2 shelves for antique books. They're little shelves because if you guys have seen my bookcase, it's got nooks and stuff. And then I've got a shelf for Wine, Women, and Words books, any books that we featured on here. So we have our orders, and we have a specific method to our madness.
Yeah, and one of the most annoying things that I have for my system, I know some people like color coordinate, some people alphabetize, some people do genres. I do by size. So one of my biggest things that I hate is when if I buy like a paperback of one book and then the author comes out with a new book. So I don't want to wait until it comes out in paper books. So I have to buy the hardcover. But then they're two completely different sizes, and you have to keep the hardcovers with the hardcovers and the paperbacks with the paperbacks. And then, like I have with Leanne Moriarty, I have Big Little Lies and Your Husband's Secret and The Husband's Secret and something else over here. And then Truly Madly Guilty on a completely different shelf. And it bugs, as you can see, it bugs the crap out of me.
You guys, the struggle is real.
My husband and my mom are probably listening to what I'm saying in the other room, rolling I can hear their eyes rolling.
Yes, well, it was a big thing when we put the bookcase in. My books have been were kind of scattered around the house. Like I had piles here in my office, and then I had some books in some small bookcase downstairs, and then a pile in my bedroom. And so when we put in the bookcase, my husband's putting the final touches on it, bracing the shelves, and I'm just running around like a psycho little fairy through the house with piles of books. And I had like 5 piles of books set up in like different categories. I was like, okay, these books are going to be here, these books are going to be there. And yeah, it was like I had to go in and I had to rearrange them in my own specific way, the way I wanted. And Ryan didn't even try to direct or help me with it. He just kind of sat back in my big beanbag chair and just watched me put them away. And he was like, the look on your face, the sheer giddiness on your face.
It was like fun to reorganize. I have to reorganize my bookshelf because it's been a little out of control. But it is fun to reorganize your bookcase.
It is. It is. It's a bookworm thing. Yes. And anybody who is a bookworm, a fellow bookworm, when somebody gets in your bookcase, the first question is, how are you going to arrange it? Because you've got to know. And
I'm tempted. I'm really interested in the color coordinating one, but I don't think I have enough colors. Like, I feel like I need to be more color conscious when I buy books.
Zena, remember, if you guys remember, Zena was on our show January, February?
I think so. January, February.
She did that for a while. She had her assistant come in, color coordinate her bookshelves. It lasted for approximately 2, maybe 3 days. Realized she couldn't find any of her books. So she was like, I'm really sorry, but you're going to have to rearrange the bookcase again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any system. I have all my James Patterson books up on one shelf. And then I'll have all my Wine, Women, and Words books on another shelf, but that's really the end of my system. I think I need to create a system.
You do need to create a system.
And I also am coming to the realization that I need to rehome some books.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a painful decision. I know a lot of people believe in not keeping a book and passing it forward, but I am selfish and I like my books.
Mm-hmm. I keep a lot of my books myself, but I do pass on some. And one thing you can always do if you do feel like passing on a book is donate them to a senior center. Donate them to a library. Most of mine end up going to my stepmother-in-law, who then donates them to a senior center after she finishes reading them. Because the senior centers often have little libraries, and they'll give their books to the people in the for the people to read there at the libraries, and they have their system there. And then I also go to Makara Arts Center in Santa Ana. In fact, that reminds me, tonight I'm going to have to pull out a bunch of books because I'm going to be there Friday night, and I'm going to have to donate some books to them.
And actually, if you guys sign up for our newsletter, our May newsletter just went out our June newsletter just went out a couple days ago. But if you sign up now, before July, there will be a really interesting little video about an awesome organization here in Chicago that will happily take some used books off your hands for a really great cause. So if you go to our website, linemanawardspodcast.com, sign up for our newsletter, and you'll be able to learn about that. Do you love that segue?
It is a great segue, and I'm going to top your segue. I see your segue. I'm going to top your segue with, I'm going to give you guys incentive to sign up for our newsletter.
We're on a roll tonight.
We are. So if you sign up, we're going to have a raffle cup to give away, because guess what, guys? It's our birthday.
Yay!
Party like it's a birthday. So, because it's our birthday, we like to do the Hobbit style practice of birthdays. We like to give you guys presents.
True story.
So, we have got a fantastic lineup of giveaways set up for you guys. The Rafflecopter link is going to be available either today or tomorrow. I was working on it just before the show. So the fact that we're off by a day, it kind of threw me off a little bit, but I will have it up soon. We will share it everywhere on our website, on all of our social media. So you'll see that Rafflecopter. One of the ways that you're going to be able to get the prize, or a prize, because we've got multiple prizes, it will be to sign up for our newsletter. And lots of other fun activities. So, tell me, Michelle, do you want to know what our prizes are?
I most surely do, Diana. What are our prizes?
Well, our prizes are, we're going to have a copy of Caroline, the new book by Sarah Miller. And for those of you who are watching, you can see that there. Little House, based on Little House on the Prairie. This is about the mother. This retelling of Little House on the Prairie from the mother's perspective. And Sarah's going to be on the show later this month. So you're going to be able to win a copy of this. That's one prize. You might win that. Or you might win The Way of Beauty by Camille DeMeo. Who, guess what? She's going to be on the show this month too. Or, let's keep going.
But wait, there's more.
You can win a copy of, I always put her book upside down. I swear. If you guys remember, Abby Babiashi was on the show a couple weeks ago. That special show that we had with Stacy as our co-host. Well, if you liked Abby and if you liked our episode and you liked the idea of the book, never fear if you haven't gotten your copy yet, because boom, you could possibly win yourself a copy of I Like My Life by Abby.
Just like that.
Just like that. And guess what, guys? There's more. You could also win. Our book of the month is Daughters of the Night Sky. But I don't have a hardback copy, so you have to raise yours up for people to see. So that's like Aimie Runyan. I always get her last name mixed up. That is going to be, that's going to be one of our other prizes, and you have a possibility of winning a signed copy of that one. And there's more. Black Chateau Enterprises, a publicist that supplies us with a number of our authors, is giving a $25 gift card. We're going to do a Visa gift card. So that is a possibility, because you're going to need that Visa gift card to sign up for Wink Wine, to drink some wine with your books. So, Visa gift card. Or you can use that Visa gift card to just buy more books, or buy some pillows and some blankets to go with all those books, one of these books that you're going to win. And there's still one more prize. Now, those are all going to be through our Rafflecopter giveaway, which that's going to go from starting either today or tomorrow to the end of the month. And we'll be announcing the winners of those prizes at the end of the month. But mid-month, I think starting next week, a coffee company on Instagram that we met through Instagram, a great company called Panama Joe Coffee, straight from Panama. Isn't that a pretty package?
That is. I love the label.
Isn't it great? And you can't really see it on here, but the butterfly's kind of sparkly.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening, just picture a sparkly blue butterfly, and that is going to be on the coffee label. But for that one, we're going to do an Instagram giveaway with them.
Ooh, I feel like I need like Vanna White spirit to channel into me so I can support these announcements with the appropriate placement of the hands.
Yes, so those are all the awesome things that we're going to be giving away to you. So there's an opportunity for you to win one of, see how many prizes? Just for the Rafflecopter giveaway alone, that's going to be 5. So you have an opportunity to win one of 5 prizes. And then the opportunity to win a pound of coffee. Who doesn't want a pound of coffee?
Right. It's kind of crazy to think that Wine Woman Awards is 2.
I know. We're in our terrible 2s.
Oh, man. I've lived it twice now. This is my third go around with the terrible 2s. I feel like this one will be much less painful.
Well, with this one, we have to drink our way through it without being judged.
But the wine consumption will be about the same.
Are you sure about that? It might be more.
On record for people to hear whatever they want on repeat, yes, I am sure about that.
Don't make me laugh while I'm drinking my wine.
Sorry.
So, lots of fun stuff happening.
I know. We have so many awesome guests coming on, and I'm so happy to be back. I had to miss most of last month because of school, but fortunately this month my lectures are on Tuesday and not Thursday, so we're back in the full swing. I don't have to miss anything.
Yes, and in fact, so as I've mentioned, going through that wild whirlwind of all of our awesome guests, next week is Camille. She's going to be our guest next week. And then the following week, we're going to have Sarah Miller. And the week after that, we're actually going to be on a Monday. Our Book of the Month author, Aimie, is going to be on with us on Monday video. But those of you who listen, don't worry, I'll have it out at the usual time, maybe just a couple days earlier. So, hey, can't turn down on-time content.
No. Plus, that's just 2 fewer days to wait to see if you won a book or a gift card or a pound of coffee.
Exactly. Well, the coffee's going to be through Instagram. So coffee's going to be.
That's right. Sorry. Free book, Visa gift card.
Yeah.
2 fewer days.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, you have started reading Daughters of the Night Sky. Tell us the first impressions of it.
Well, I love it. First impression. I got to the first chapter, and when Katerina is a girl, a little girl, 10 years old, and she sees the pilot for the first time, and she realizes that that's what she wants to do. She wants to be a pilot so she can be free and go wherever she wants. And her mom, at first I thought her mom was going to be like Debbie Downer, like girls can't fly planes, learn your place, blah, blah, blah. But she totally backed her up, which I loved. But I had a total flashback of the T-girl from Hummingbird Lane when the mom went to talk to the teacher and was like, hey, you have to teach my kid. And it reminded me of the teacher in T-girl of Hummingbird Lane who taught her. But one thing I really love about historical fiction is it gives you the opportunity to learn about people and things and events that you never even knew existed. I never knew that there was an all-female battalion. I don't know what the
Air Corps. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they're called either. I will find out.
Maybe.
Find out in the book. I'm sure. but yeah, there were multiple ones. There was this one takes place with the women of Russia, and then there were the Wasps, which were U.S. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and then there were the ones in England, and either one of the two was named the Wasps. I can't remember which one, and I'm sure somebody could probably correct me on Twitter or Instagram or wherever. But yeah, each one of the allies had their own female court, which is really awesome.
Especially when, for the most part, I mean, I think what for a lot of people comes to mind for women's involvement in World War II, it primarily would be nurses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really great to be able to educate so many readers about the roles that women played in history. And I think it's really fitting that we're talking about this today because it's D-Day.
That's great. Yes.
And I thought about that this morning when it's always in my brain because it's the day before my birthday. And so I was like, oh, well, it's perfect. We're reading a book about World War II this month. And I wish I had realized that before today because I would have been on it more with my Instagram posts.
Well, now you can be on it tomorrow at least.
I can.
Yeah, or later on. I mean, you could really play up that whole World War II history thing. Day month. Yeah, cause I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, I totally planned it that way.
Absolutely, we definitely did that on purpose.
Totally planned it this way. But yeah, but it's a really cool, and especially that we're on D-Day when we are expecting to be tomorrow.
Which, I mean, I know that there was talk about a chorus of happy birthday, but it's okay. I'll take a Twitter shout out tomorrow.
I'm sorry, but our audience doesn't want to hear me sing.
That's okay. I feel like happy birthday is like the hardest song to sing on key. I know it's not, but I know there are much harder songs to sing on key, but for some reason, at least for me, it is very difficult.
Oh, I know I'm going to be off key when I sing that one. I know this for a fact, so I don't even try to be on key. Because in my family, we always sing happy birthday to the birthday person. And we're never on key. And I think that's the beauty of it, is that we sing off key on purpose.
It's like, it's loud and it's awful. And it's like there's a dog howling somewhere down the street that can hear the decibels that we're singing at.
Possible glass breaking.
Somewhere, someone is holding a shattered wine glass, wondering what the hell happened. So yeah, that's basically what I expect. Just letting you know. But I am not 33 for another hour and a half. No, 2.5 hours. Just kidding.
Are you going to have the When Harry Met Sally, oh my God, I'm 40 breakdown?
Oh my God, I probably should.
To explain this to our friends, or listeners and friends, because you're both, when I think it was when I turned 32, either 32 or 33.
I think it was 32 because the quote is in 8 years. So it's probably 32. So I might be.
I had a minor freak out about turning 32. Because, I mean, when you turn 30, you're like, hey, I'm 30. I'm just out of these party years. Woohoo! Because really the 20s are nothing but a pain in the ass as you're trying to figure out what the hell to do with your life. Turning 30, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then by the time I was 32, I got to the point of, oh, what the fuck? I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I need to grow up. I need to figure something out. And I think I just started working as a paralegal. I was working at the attorney that I'm with now. So, yeah, I was a paralegal, but it was just like, oh my God, my life isn't where I want it to be yet. And I was freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, I'm 32. I'm going to be 40 before I know it. And I totally had a total freak out to Michele. It was classic. And Michele's response was to send me a clip from when Harry Met Sally, when Sally is having her freak out about turning 32. And she's like, oh my God, I'm going to be 40. And he's like, in 8 years. And she's like, I know, but it's there.
But it's out there.
Yeah, that's how I felt. So I think we now have that minor freak out now until I actually turn 40.
It's really, I mean, like 40 is not that far away. It's kind of creepy. Like 33, like I'm in my mid-30s now. Well, I will be in 2.5 hours.
You're in your early 30s, I still think, when you're 33. You're not in your mid-30s until you're about 34.
Okay, so I still can be in my early 30s.
Yeah, you're in your mid-30s from approximately 34 to 37.
Okay.
And you're in your late 30s from 38 and 39.
That's a very heavy thing to say.
Well, I can say that because I'm going to be in my late 30s soon. Right? And breathe.
And pour wine.
That's why I look so young. I'm so preserved in alcohol from my wine drinking.
It's the fermentation. It has to be.
It is. It totally is. That's why you should drink more wine.
Oh, speaking of, I know people who listen to the show won't be able to see it, but I will describe it to you. But look at this adorable little wine stopper that I found at a little shop exploring. It is so cute. So for you listening, it's a little wine stopper that says how to tell time, and AM has a coffee cup over it, and PM has a wine glass, and I'm pretty sure this defines my life right here. Oh my gosh, I just realized I didn't buy more coffee today. I have no coffee for tomorrow morning. Oh my God.
Starbucks run?
Well, actually, hold the phone. I don't have coffee, but I have my espresso machine, so I'll make a latte tomorrow morning.
There you go. There's thinking with you. Not
crisis avert. What I really want to do is I want to go buy the syrups that Starbucks like pumps into your lattes, so you can have like a hazelnut latte or a vanilla latte. So I want to buy the syrups so I can have a flavored latte and really complete the whole basic housewife little package.
Mm-hmm. And for your coffee, you can order it from Panama Joe's. And that website is PanamaJoeCoffee.com.
Wow, like we didn't even coordinate this. Like we never operate off a script. Some days we text each other before the show going, do we know what we're going to talk about? Nope. And it ends up being just a show about whatever, which is kind of what tonight is. But we had a structure for tonight. But
yes, we've gone off that structure. But we are on point. We've got our chemistry back.
Right. It has nothing to do with the wine because I only had that much. It was a small glass.
Well, why not? Thank God, girl.
Right?
I am on my second glass. Wait.
I just remembered that I have to do a discussion post for my class after this about First Amendment protections to
one discussion post about First Amendment protections. That's going to be awesome.
I didn't read the whole question, but I do remember it was First Amendment protections and something about whether or not they should extend to things posted on the internet. So, and what's really, I don't know what the proper adjective is, crazy, sad, but my level of overachieverness about school is, so a proper discussion post answer, a sufficient length is 3 or 4 sentences. So like you can imagine the amount of research that has to go into a discussion post. Mm-hmm. Not mine. Mine are full paragraphs of well-researched content, full of works cited and quotes and statistics. And it takes me like an hour to do it. And I can just imagine like other people going on like, oh, done 5 minutes later. So I know I put way more effort into it than I probably have to, but I can't.
Post. No, you can do this. Such great influences here on Women in Words.
I just can't half-ass it. It's not in me. I can't do it.
I mean, see, this is why we're a good team. I can half-ass something really well. Michele, obviously, not so much.
No. I mean, certain things, maybe. Sometimes clean the apartment. It's like, the apartment, clean the house. It's like, it's clean. The clothes are off the dresser. No one has to know that they're on the closet floor.
They do now.
I don't do that. Just for the record, it was an example. It was a hypothetical.
Yes, but we have totally strayed off course about the book because we started talking about the book and somehow we got that's just, yeah.
So, oh, you go.
Oh no, that's okay. You can go.
So I'm only 2 chapters in. I haven't had a chance to read very far past that. But so the first chapter is about basically how like she falls in love with the idea of flying and becoming a pilot, and then second chapter is boom, she's a pilot.
Mm-hmm. Which I love the fact that Aimie just kind of cut to the chase with that, because it's possible that she could have drawn that out, and it's a real reason why we're reading this is because we want to find out about her pilot's career. So we need that basis to find out why she's in it and why she loves it, and then boom, right into the career, because that's what we're interested in.
I mean, it's very movie-ish because, I mean, that's like, it's like the first 10 minutes of a movie, and then it transitions to the next scene, and all of a sudden it's happening. So I feel like she has it very well set up to let you know that the plot line and the story progression is not going to bore you.
Which, I mean, speaking of which, let's say that this gets picked up by the History Channel for a limited series.
Or like,
Or Lifetime. One of those 2 networks would be really good. So let's say that happens. Who are we going to cast? I mean, who do you picture for Mother?
For the mother?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So for the, I don't know. I just kind of started watching The Americans again. And so Russian Carrie Russell is very like prominently in my mind.
Now we're going to have to go with somebody a new person who is roughly about 18 years old or so, because
I know Carrie. She might be outside of the age bracket,
but she could play Mother. She could play the mother quite well, I think.
She definitely could, because I'm trying to think of who else. I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
No, I think she would be great for the mother, and I was just trying to think of somebody younger. Because the actresses I'm thinking of that would be too young, I think. Because I just watched the miniseries on Amazon. Ooh, another option for the mother would be Natalie Dormer. She was
I love her.
And then she's also in Amazon's got a miniseries called
The Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Yes, have you watched that?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yes, that is so freaking creepy. I'm amazed I was able to watch it by myself. She was fantastic in that, and I think she would be really good as the mother too. I think she could fit her mother.
I agree. I think she
actually, okay. Akira from Americans, I think she should be the mother. There was a part for Natalie coming up later on in the book.
Okay, so we're going to save Natalie for later on.
Save Natalie for future. And then I think we should have, because I was thinking about that because I was thinking about the girls in the show. There are a number of girls in the show that would be possibly good. I can't think of one offhand. We'll have to get somebody fresh faced and new. Somebody who's young enough who really needs to cut their teeth on a role like this.
True. Yeah, no, that show, I haven't finished it, but I watched the first 2 episodes, and then I went like research happy on the story behind it. But it's creepy, and my mom and I were like, did we like this? I don't know.
It doesn't get much, it gets better. It doesn't get super, super creepy like horror creepy. It's kind of a mind thriller creepiness. And also made me feel better the fact that this was not actual history. Hate to be the spoiler, but it's totally made up. However, it's based on a very popular Australian film that's shown in a lot of film schools. And people go to Hanging Rock. There is actually a Hanging Rock in Melbourne. They climb to the top and they yell, Miranda! So now I have a new bucket list thing to do. I need to go to Melbourne. I need to climb up to Hanging Rock, and I need to scream, Miranda, where are you?
Yeah, you enjoy that. And I'll be on a beach somewhere in Australia, not near Hanging Rock, going, no offense, but I don't want to ask.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I've been on a beach in Australia a couple times. So I'm ready to go climb some rocks.
I'm waving at Diana. Just, you can't see.
It was nice knowing you.
I will find a very flattering photo to put on your missing person's poster, and I will make sure that said photo is on several wine bottles.
Fantastic, because the people who would know to search for me wouldn't be searching on a milk carton, they would be searching on a wine bottle.
See, I got you.
Yeah.
One of us has to hang back to make sure the photo is flattering.
Yes, exactly. And then the person who also hangs back has to make sure that Wine, Women, and Words carries on. I want a memorial for myself. I want you guys to just take a bottle of your best wine and just pour it out for me. Just pour out the whole bottle. Because a little
one for Diana.
Typically do. Yeah, just pour out the whole bottle for me.
Not this one. I'll save another one for you.
Make it a good one.
I will, obviously. I'm not going to pour out like $2 Chuck. No offense.
Yeah, when you guys pour out a bottle for me one day, when I do pass, eventually, because we all die, when I do pass, I want it to be a good bottle. You better be bringing out the good shit before we set off. None of this $2 Chuck shit. None of the swill that sends daggers down your throat shit. I want good wine. I want wine that you spent more than $5 on.
So like 15.
Yeah, that works.
But so I'm curious to know. Obviously, I mean the inner sleeve of the book says a novel inspired by the most celebrated regiment in the Red Army about a woman's sacrifice, courage, and love in a time of war. So there's a guy, right? I'm assuming. I mean, maybe I shouldn't assume. That's pretty presumptuous of me. There could be a woman, but I'm assuming it's a guy.
There's a guy.
Okay. And am I going to like him, or does he flit?
He does not flit.
Okay.
You do not have to worry about any flitting in this book. I don't want to give too much away, but I want to say that he's, oftentimes when we have books like this, because I haven't, like I said, I'm only on chapter 6, so I haven't read the whole book yet. But when we come to books like this, you have these characters that are so entranced with their subject matter, that are so devoted and taken by this thing that they love, which forgive me, it's Katja, right?
Yes.
Okay, so with Katja, she loves flying. Flying is it for her. That's her thing. That's her passion. And this boy comes along, and she's faced with the prospect of, do I choose this boy and go head over heels for this boy, or do I continue following my first love? Is my first love truly, deeply, madly flying? And so she's faced with that. And I think a lot of women, we have to deal with that in one way or another in our lives, because we have these pressures of, can I have my cake and eat it too? Can I really truly have it all? Like the old feminists of the 1960s push. Do I lean in or do I opt out? And so I think Aimie covers that in Katja's situation. Does she choose to fly or does she choose to be with this guy? Because prior to modern times, prior to really the last 50, 60 years, I should say actually 7 years, I don't know, since the 1960s. Math, not my strong suit. Anyways, but prior to the modern times, post 1950s, or I should say post 1960s, because you had this happening in the 60s too, women had to choose one thing or another. You could either be a wife and a mother, or you could have a career. And we weren't allowed to have loves and passions outside of our husbands and our kids. And so we're looking at this through the lens of the 1940s.
Which, I mean, at that time, it really wasn't a question of which do I choose. It's just, well, you choose it. Like the choice is, it's a foregone conclusion which one you will choose. But it's very, I feel like, when you read several books in the same happening in the same time period in the same place, you can't help but think of books of the past that you've read, and I almost like expect Karen and Peter to like.
I was thinking about them too.
Like, I wonder what they're doing.
Right? I think they did come up a little bit. I don't know. We'll find out what they're doing once he actually gets his second book published, which I think will be a sequel to that one, because I know there's going to be a sequel to that.
So, and that's the one that we were talking about, is The Undesirables by Chad Thuman, which happens in the same time period, but they're not pilots.
No, they're on the ground, and they're dealing with the siege of Leningrad and other stuff. I mean, aside from the dirty, nasty stuff that's going on between the U.S. and Russia right now, the second coming of the Cold War, the Russian history I always have found it so fascinating, because you don't really hear that much about it here. It's always been, in a way, Russians are bad. The Russians they're communists. We don't study them. We don't do anything about their history, because that means that you like them. But the Romanovs and what happened with the Romanovs, that's always been a fascination to me. And then the stories that are starting to come out now about what they did during World War II and how much damage they actually took in World War II. We never talk about how badly the Nazis actually hurt them as well.
Well, and I mean, it may just be me, but I think Russian is one of the most beautiful languages out there. I love Russian accents, number one, and I love the names, like the nicknames, the endearing phrases that people use. Like the mother calls Katya. Hold on, let me find it. It's a short chapter. It's not going to be hard. It's like Katyushka, something like that. But I could listen to someone speak Russian like all day. I think it's such a beautiful language. But I mean, that alphabet, Cyrillic, I tried teaching myself Russian at one point in time, just because that's kind of the nerd that I am. So the Cyrillic alphabet is no joke.
Yeah, it really is. When I was growing up, I grew up in an area that had a lot of Ukrainian refugees and immigrants. When I was, and this was in upstate New York, and so when I was in high school, they actually had Russian as an option.
I would have so picked that.
I almost did. It was a choice between Spanish, French, and Russian, and I was leaning towards Russian, but my parents pushed for me to take Spanish because they wanted me to take a language that was going to be used the most. And even though I've learned French since then, and I love French because I love French movies and TV, and it just makes it easier to not have to always rely on the subtitles. The Spanish has been influential. I took it all the way from middle school up. And obviously where I live here in Southern California and where we mostly travel to has been influential. But yeah, I loved hearing it. And then one of my childhood friends, I was best friend growing up, her grandmother, they were Ukrainian, and her grandmother didn't speak a lick of English. And they always talked in Ukrainian in the house around me. And it was always neat to listen to hear that. And I could always tell when grandma was angry at us or at her mother. That was always interesting.
Well, and here out where I live, there's a very, I don't know if it's Russian or Ukrainian or another Slavic community, but there is a very large Slavic community out here. And I just love hearing the language. I always want to go, tell me where a word ends, because I can't tell where words end in the language.
Yeah, it's that dialect, because it's so foreign to us, I think.
Yeah, like, yeah, I can piece together. I don't speak Spanish, but with French and German and Italian, I can pretty much piece together what anyone is saying, but from a romantic language, from a Slavic language, or any other language, I have no clue. So it just sounds like just one long giant word, and I love it.
Yes, it's interesting. I love languages. Duolingo is a great app to play with. If you get that,
I remember getting those texts.
Huh?
I remember getting those texts.
Yes. That's how I learned French, was through that, and then going to France. And I did all right. I could read and write, and I could speak it. And I kind of sometimes panic though when people were talking to me. But I did all right with French, and I'm learning Italian through that now. And it's like playing a game. It's really just like playing a game on your phone. It makes it easy and fun.
I have to try that out.
You should. So then we could talk to each other in Italian or French.
Or any other language that we decide to learn.
Yes. We'll be like those best friends, those annoying best friends who have their own language.
All right, Rich just rated the ice cream. You got yourself a milkshake and you didn't bring one home for me. It is my birthday tomorrow.
Somebody just got scolded live on air.
Did you hear him? He goes, "Not today."
That surprise tomorrow for your birthday better be good.
It is my birthday month. I'm just cutting it down.
Right? It should be birthday month, just like we're celebrating our birthday month here at Wine Women Awards. I fully believe in birthday month celebrations. You get the whole month of June to wear that princess tiara.
I really should, but I usually just get a day. It's okay though. It's a very good day.
You should get the month. I vote month. But with that, we are at our hour. So everybody keep reading Daughters of the Night Sky. Think about your casting choices. Feel free to submit some casting choices to us. We will be picking out our casting choices for sure as time goes on. And keep an eye out for our Rafflecopter giveaways. We will have that available for you somewhat shortly. And keep reading and keep drinking your wine. Don't forget, go to trywink.com/www. I think there's two W's there. Podcast, and get $22 off of your first order, and you can drink along with Michele and I. Maybe, just maybe, you could have the same wines that we do.
Hey!
Which is these? Good night, guys.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.